Basically, the whole idea of it was to reduce the length and reduce the weight of a 1911 but keep the same cartridge to have the same stopping power, which is the 45 ACP, automatic Colt pistol. Now, the whole idea behind the weapon is so that you can put it in an ankle holster, or you can conceal it easier on your person. For those of you who aren't familiar with 1911 weapons, this is a Tokyo Maori 1911, okay? Essentially, a very realistic replica. You'll notice it does go back to the half-cock position. Alright, but this is entirely made of plastic, which is not necessarily the best material if you're looking for realism. Magazine, you'll notice, typical 1911 size. Okay, whereas the Detonics magazine, same sort of style but much smaller, and you'll notice they also come with a nice chrome style finish. I'm not sure if it's real chrome or not, but I would say it was electroplated. Okay, now this is the Detonics. It weighs considerably more than some guns I've handled. It's around the 800 grams in weight mark. Okay, you won't find the 45 ACP engraving anywhere to be found. That stamp's not there on the ejection port. You'll find the hammer. Okay, nice stiff hammer, good hammer spring, plenty of oomph to it. The hammer's a little bit soft. I don't know if you can tell, but there is actually a ring mark there from where it's been impacting on the Allen headed bolt at the end there, which secures the gas assembly to the inside of the slide. Okay. Overall, the weapon, I would say, is skirmishable. Accuracy is acceptable. Power is pretty decent. It comes in at around 290 FPS, which isn't bad. Takedown is just like any other 1911 out there. Okay, and just line up the notch, pop it out, and off it comes. Not going to do it, because everyone knows how anyway. It's pretty simple. Slide lock works. It's an effective gun. There's nothing bad about this gun that I can think of. It's a really, decent gun. As they go, build quality for such a budget gun is excellent. The grips here are plastic, although they do a very good job of mimicking wood, which is pretty much the aim of it. Now, the 1911 full size came with plastic grips on it in real life when it was issued. Okay, Detonics for real, they were actually issued with a mixture. They either had polymer grips or they used to have wood. Okay, key differences really, obviously you got your frame, which is a smaller version. The MSH there is slightly smaller and is not quite as rounded. You also don't have that simple, leaf spring mechanism there. Okay, you don't have a grip safety. It's not there. It's not present on this gun. The only safety you do have is the thumb safety. All right, which can be activated whether or not the hammer is back, and works very well. Okay. Other thing to note is the gun won't go in the half cock position. It will just go straight back and go straight down. Sights, very basic 1911 style sights. You got higher profile ones at the back on the Detonics than you do on the regular 45. Now, as for durability, you'll see a few marks on the gun. This one was dropped from about chest height onto concrete, and it's also fallen out of a holster and landed on a tiled floor. It actually cracked the tile, but survived. Function wise, very good. Gas efficiency is pretty reasonable. Slide lock always works correctly, and in general, reliable, crisp, nice action, works well. Bit more in terms of size comparison now. Here we have got the Detonics, and here we've got the Glock 26C. This is the automatic variant, also available on Airsoft World. Now, size differences you've got here. Alright. The Detonics is larger, but marginally without the magazine. When you put the magazine in on a 26, it becomes taller, okay? It's longer in the frame. And the slide differences being, quite simply put, there isn't really one. The Detonics is probably a good centimeter larger at the back, but only due to the web guard. Okay, so they're fairly similar. The 26 will be heavier with the magazine in, but only marginally so. The Detonics is a much heavier gun though, it's better built. Obviously it doesn't have that polymer like all Glocks would have. PPKS, now really the PPK is longer in terms of its actual overall length, and it's taller in the frame yet again, because this is the S variant. Okay, but compared to the original Colt, the original 1911, and it is worth noting, Colt make the 1911, Detonics make the Combat Master Mark V, which is what this is. Now, the Colt 45 came back really in this form in 1924. The main differences being obviously size, like I've already highlighted. Now, saying that the Detonics was made entirely for the CIA is untrue. It was not. Detonics actually are a combat company who make concealed carry and also regular size pistols. Now, they've been making them way back. They started the design back in the 60s, they moved it up in the 70s, and by the 80s the CIA, and in fact many civilians, were carrying Detonics pistols. They're not an entirely military thing, or entirely a government thing, so saying that is actually untrue. Having said that though, you can see why it's attractive to any sort of law enforcement operatives or government agents, for instance, because it is actually very concealable. You can conceal it on your person easier, and obviously it will fit an ankle holster much the same way as a Glock 26 may be able to, or even a PPK. It's a really good looking gun, and there's not much you can say about it other than it works, it's functional, it's robust, it's got a lot of weight to it, it's compact, it feels good, and it fires well, and it's pretty much bang on the money considering what you got is just, you know, a regular 1911 but in a compact chassis. People with larger hands like myself, you may find that it's a little bit small for you, but to be honest, as a concealed weapon goes, or a small primary, or something unique, it's actually really not bad. I wouldn't necessarily say the gas efficiency is amazing, but you will get for a whole mag. Magazines are roughly 17 rounds, so just depends. If you think this is your cup of tea, then go get a Mark V Combat Master. They are readily available, and they're a very good price. Cheaper than the Tokyo Maori ones, £20 cheaper in fact, and it hurts me to say it because I'm a huge Tokyo Maori fan, but I'd actually prefer this. It's just the lower receiver's metal, I should say the subframe of the gun is metal, the top slide metal, all the workings are metal, everything on it is very well made, and to be honest, I'd probably rather have this than the Tokyo Maori Detonics. So that's been it for my review. My little overview, if you will. There will be a slow motion shooting video coming up soon with my Casio camera, so don't forget to check that out. Okay? That's been it. Thanks for watching.